What's good, y'all? What's good? Episode 39, Crosswalk. We back at it again, man. We coming off a really good sports weekend. Before we jump into that, man, how you doing?
Brother, I'm doing good, man. I swear, every time I hear the intro, dog, some just it's like a flip just gets switched, man. I get
Yeah,
energized. I'm ready to go, dog.
yeah. It does that, man. It's a good opening. So,
hmm
episode 39. Who you got for number 39?
And so I'm gonna go a little off the beaten path here, and I'm gonna show one of our longtime supporters to the show some love, the homie Grimy, who even sent us something on we're gonna touch on a little bit later. But I'm going to hockey. I'm going with Dominic Hasek, the Dominator. I don't
Oh,
know, I don't know if you messed around with hockey back in the day, but legit
yeah.
one of the greatest goaltenders ever. Like when he was with the Buffalo Sabres, dude literally was putting the team on his whole back. And then towards the end of his career, ended up going to Detroit, playing with the Red Wings, winning Stanley Cups, and just a Hall of Fame career and one of the best to ever do it. Dominic Hasek.
That's a good one, man. I was not going there, but but I do. I mean, I know him more from video games, but I definitely remember Dominic Hasek for sure. Um, so my 39. So the easy one, the first one that popped into my head was Lyrica, but another number 39 that for me, he's not number 39 now. He's number three, but but he was number 39 for the New York Mets, and he has the cold entrance uh for any player in the MLB, in my opinion. That's Edwin Diaz, but he's number 30. He was number 39 for the Mets, so that's a dude. Have you heard his? I'm sure you heard his intro, dude. Like,
Yeah, bro. So the one that's making the rounds now is I don't know if you've seen it, but it's Mason Miller with the Padres. I've been seeing
yeah,
his
I've seen
all over
his.
social media.
His is cool.
His was pretty good. I played with a guy that had a pretty good one, and I've seen some good closer entrances. And I think the best one, I'm gonna be honest, was Eric Gagne, bro. He would
I
come
knew you
out
were
the
gonna say
game over,
Gagne.
dog.
I knew you were gonna say
Bro, he was
Gagne.
coming out the game
Yeah,
over, dog. Like it
yeah,
don't get sicker than that. Like your closer
yeah.
coming out, and all you hearing is game over, dog. Like you couldn't beat
Yeah,
him.
that is cold. I ain't gonna lie to you.
hmm
That is cold. Yeah. But you know, I mean, I think that's a good thing that they're doing. Like that. I mean, batters come up to songs all the time, but
hmm
it's a lot quicker because you know they're going from dugout to the plate. For the closer or for relief, they're coming way down, you know,
hmm
from the outfield. So it's a
hmm
longer entrance, and I like that they're really pushing that to the forefront. That's really cool to me. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's baseball talk for the rest of the year. I think might be. Nah. We're gonna get into baseball, but there was an amazing card of the year. Maybe what you think?
Bro, easily car of the year so far. Easily, not even close, in my opinion. Like the car was phenomenal, dog.
Yeah, it really was, man. I mean, top to bottom, really. Um, I mean, what there were how many? There were female fights, right?
Yeah,
What
like bro, all the
fight,
female fights were finishes
three
too.
of them, all of them finishes.
Yeah, all three finishes. Yep.
I mean, Casey O'Neill. Okay, let's start with the card. Let's start with the let's start with the disappointment for me.
Okay.
Um, so Israel Adesanya lost to Joe Pyfer, second round TKO. In that first round, after the first round, being fair, what were your thoughts after the first round?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I thought Izzy had Piper right where he wanted him. Was chewing that lead leg up with the leg kicks. I was like, bro, like Piper's not checking any of his leg kicks. He's not getting out of the way. He's not avoiding them. And it's just eating them. And you could see in the first round, like he was already like limping on that leg a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's already a wrap, man. Like
Hmm.
it's right there. And then the second round started, and Joe Piper was like, yeah, so what? He eating up my leg. I don't really care. I'm gonna stand right in front of him. I'm gonna go after him and I'm gonna get him. And man, like, you know, Father Time just undefeated, man. And Adesanya's been in there so much with kickboxing in the UFC. and you just can see, man, like when athletes get a little longer in the tooth, like yeah, they're the same guy, but unfortunately, like that energy to like want to dance around the octagon ain't quite the same. That those reflexes of getting out of the way, of being just out of range, and then being able to counter, like those things slow down. And I mean, the difference is so small. And then the next thing you know, man, you getting caught and you're in a position you ain't really been into.
Yeah, yeah. Um, dude, for me, man, I agree. He was shooting him up shooting his lead leg up in the first, doing what he needed to do, fighting a really good fight, very similar to kind of the way that he was doing with Imavov. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I believe he won that first round against Imavov, but it was a
Mm-hmm.
fight. Um, for this one, I was like, oh no, he's way better than this dude on the feet. Joe has to grapple to win this fight.
Mm-hmm.
But then Izzy made a business decision that was so Cody Garbrandt that I mean I couldn't believe that this was another champion making such a terrible decision. I feel as though, and he mentioned it, him wanting to feel like he was in a fight, and I feel like he was like, "Oh, I'm going to do the John Jones thing and beat you the way that you normally beat people. So let's slug it out."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was just so stupid. That was just dumb. And so to me, and I saw a post on Instagram that kind of summed it up. It said it's weird because I don't think Adesanya is actually washed. He still really looks good in these losses, but it's his fight IQ that's declined massively, and it's frustrating to watch him lose because he can still compete. And I think that he can still compete. It's just what, and I don't know if it's a mental situation where he's like, "No, I'm just in here for the love of the game. Wins and losses don't matter." And he said that before, but
Mm-hmm.
like dude, now we're as fans, we're watching him just take an unnecessary beating for
Yeah.
no reason.
And I think there's another element too. Like with him being in the game so long, like there's so much film on him, and these guys coming up now, like they know how to game plan for him, and they know how to deal with him. And really, if you really think about it, like yeah, you already know there's no going to be no grappling element. But even in the striking, probably where he lacks the most in the strike is his boxing. Like the
Mhm.
kickboxing at range, like counter striking, all of that is truly elite. But the boxing, like once you get a little bit inside a kickboxing range, like he's so long that when you get close to him, like those straight shots aren't really gonna land if you can slip. And Joe Pyfer did a phenomenal job of that. Like the hand fighting he was doing, like he literally was just grabbing Izzy's wrists. And
Mhm.
when Izzy would go to throw that jab, man, Joe Pyfer was just slipping constantly. And that's ultimately how he closed the distance, just was able to get him backed up against the side of the octagon and land those big shots and then hurt Izzy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's just a dangerous game to be playing with somebody that hits that hard, and the consequences are so dire when you're fighting, Joe Pyfer. So I mean, it's frustrating, but I mean, he allowed it to happen, and Joe was not going to say no. So
Yeah.
that's it is what it is. But like for me, I would not see Adesanya fight anymore. If you're not going to be in there to try to win the game or to win the fight, and you're just trying to check off some internal emotional boxes, like I'm not trying to see that. That's how you get hurt. That's what I would prefer.
Bro, I think his next opponent was on the card too.
Oh, the kickboxer dude.
Usually,
Yeah.
yeah, bro. Like, make it
Mhm.
happen, dog. Like I feel like that'll be a phenomenal next fight for him. Shout out to you, Grammy. Yeah,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
shouted you out, dog, for sending the story in. And with it's episode number 39, I went with Dominic Hasek, and he played for you, Detroit Red Wings. So I was shouting you out, brother.
Yeah. See, look at that. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him fight anymore. Because I don't really don't. I'm tired of seeing him lose. It's similar to how I felt. Not to the extent, but similar to how I felt with Anderson Silva once he was kind of
Mm,
winding things down. I was like, dude, are there any more heights to be attained that you can attain? No.
yeah.
So why are we here just getting damn? And I understand they get paid and all that stuff that factors in, but like you're paying for it with there's a physical toll that you're paying to get that money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really want to see him in there anymore. But for Joe Pyfer, what do you see next for him?
Man, so tomorrow I'm expecting Joe Pyfer to be either 5'6", somewhere in that range. And Joe Pyfer's probably one fight away from getting a title fight.
Yep.
And there's somebody in the top 5 that needs a fight, doesn't have anybody, and it could be Nasruddin Imavov. Because Nasruddin got nobody to fight. I mean, he was the rightful #1 contender, but the UFC bypassed him, went with Strickland. So we got a middleweight title fight coming up here pretty soon. So one of those top contenders needs to get a top 5 win to say, hey, I'm the next guy up.
I like it. I like it. That's a really good fight, and I think the Imavov dominates him. But Joe has the ultimate equalizer. He can put him out. So speaking of getting put out, Alexa Grasso.
Dog, most brutal finish I've ever seen in a women's MMA fight, bro. It was amazing, dog. It was amazing.
Dude, that was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I mean, knocked her out and then choked her out just in case. It's wild.
Bro, it was crazy when Grasso drops her and she's already out cold. She kissed her with a right hook on the ground, snatches up the neck, chokes her out, and then the ref just dives on her. And then at that point, Macy's like on autopilot wrestling the ref, right? And then next thing you know, she stops and just passes out. And I was like, and the cameraman was like right here, right in her face, dog. Dude, I was like, bro, like, are they not gonna cut away or anything?
No, they're like, you about to see all this.
Oh yeah, for real,
dog. Wild. And so you remember, I mean, last week I said Alexa Grasso got to be violent, man. Like she's got to be actually violent. And there it is. If she is the violent Alexa Grasso that is not trying to be super crazy technical, even though she is with her boxing, those things can happen for her repeatedly. She has that kind of power. But if she's going to go over there and like ticky-tack, then you're going to see what we saw against Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
But dude, it was. Is that knockout of the year so far?
It's the leading candidate already. Yeah. It is definitely up there. That did got ruled. It got ruled a KO, right?
I think so. Yeah, it should be.
Okay, cool.
She was out.
Cool. Yeah.
What'd you think about the Michael Chiesa, Nico Price stage play that they put on?
I'm gonna be honest, man. That fight went exactly how I think most of us thought it was gonna go. Like Nico Price knew he knew the script before the fight. He knew what time it was. He went in there and understood. You know, he had to be a company man, get the job done. You know, send Michael Chiesa out. You know, he's on the booth with the UFC, so they're gonna look out for him. But you know, phenomenal performance by Michael Chiesa. Yeah. Nico Price retires, and I mean, did we even know?
No, it's crazy, man. How, he didn't get talked to or nothing. I wonder if he decided that beforehand, or was it just like, dude, I just got washed by this dude. I'm done. Yeah. I don't know, but so I got a question for you. So Michael Chiesa, at the end of the fight, you know, they play a whole package for him and things like that. He's a former Ultimate Fighter winner, has 20 plus fights in the UFC. So he gets the package playing for him. Obviously he has, ties to the UFC, working for them, all that good stuff. Does it bother you when fighters who never were in championship contention, never in the top 5, never, on the cusp of a belt or anything like that, get that type of treatment?
I would say if I was a fighter, it would bother me. But I think, me being a fan and having played other sports, like I understand, like when you do business for somebody and you're a part of the team, like they're gonna look out for you. Like it didn't surprise me that the UFC did it for him. He'd been on the desk for a while. He's gonna continue being on the desk, being a company man. So I expect them to look out for him, but really it's just a shame when you see like former champions don't even get stuff like that, because Stipe Miocic didn't get any of that.
Nothing. Nothing. I mean, just ridiculous. But Michelle Watterson gets it, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at them getting it per se, but it's like, you know, if you got to be even, you got to be even all the way around some sort of way. If they've brought a lot of attention, I'm not saying if they come to the UFC, they lose 3 fights in a row, but on the third fight they retire. Like, okay, I can give you a send off,
Yeah.
but if you've been a mainstay with the promotion, Andre Arlovsky or something of that nature, like that, like do something for the dude. Do something for people like that. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure what y'all think in the chat, but like that's always interesting to me. Super interesting to me. Um, oh, and so Dixon was announced to go in the Hall of Fame in Seattle, where he lives. Were you surprised when you heard that?
Not at all. I mean, honestly, man, I was like, DJ ain't already in the Hall of Fame. Like, what's going on? Like, I felt like that was just a something you just pencil in. So it's definitely good to see. I mean, he definitely deserves it. Greatest flyweight of all time, one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, and it's good to see DJ get his flowers, man. He's definitely earned it.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't a matter of deserve because I mean, of course, he deserves it. He's at worst, he's in the top 5 all time for me. At the worst, if not higher than 5 or 4. But like the reason I thought that I was surprised is because of his relationship with the UFC and what he's been saying lately about fighter pay and the disagreements that he's had with Dana and things like that. That's what and you know how Dana is. Like Dana, if you saying something bad about him, he ain't doing nothing for you.
Yeah.
In most cases. So I was pleasantly surprised that they were able to kind of put those sort of things aside and do what's supposed to happen and put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So moving down the card a little bit, what other, because I mean, there's a bunch of fights, but what else stood out for you?
What stood out for me was Ryan Douglas, dude, just dropping Arosa with jabs. Bro, he might be a problem at featherweight, dude. Like that kind of power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gonna be something else at featherweight for real. And like it's just
who
just
does he
another
remind you
one
of?
of these next generation guys at featherweight.
Who's he remind you of?
I gotta see a little more because I don't think I saw enough to really like say definitively, but I'm just saying there is one guy that's kind of like made kind of like the meta at featherweight and is having power in your hands. I'm not gonna say who, but yeah, I gotta see a little bit more out of him, but I definitely enjoyed what I saw for real.
Yeah. Well, I'll say who he looked like. He looked like Ilya Taporia is who he looked like. That's who he looks like. Yeah. When he started, I mean, and I picked Juicy J because I think I was just being cute, just trying to, catch a little win, by happenstance. But, I felt like, Lorian was supposed to win that fight. I just didn't know it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And I mean, bro, like we've seen Juicy J eat shots and like come back and still be in the fight. And I mean, at no point did it seem he was just eating shots, bro. Just eating like God dog, bro. Every time he would touch him, it just looked like he was just getting hit like with some big time power, man. For real. It was impressive.
It was so bad. But yeah, that dude is gonna be a massive problem in that division. Let's see, who else do we need to talk about here? Because I mean, there's so many people that stood out. Let's see. Terrence McKinney. I mean, we knew that fight was going to be short, but 24 seconds.
Bro, honestly, when I was watching it during the watch along, like Nelson blocked the kick and like just went to the ground and then got finished. I was like, what? I mean, I think what ended up happening, he was a little off balance. And then when he blocked the kick, he just went on the ground, and then Terrence McKinney just swarmed him, and then just got him out of there in no time.
Yeah, that's true. Um, oh, you mentioned him earlier, Usuri.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he made Mansur Abdul Malik look so terrible.
Yep.
I mean,
It
he looked like he
didn't
had
even
no
look like he
business there.
belonged in there, dog, for real.
Mm-mm. And Abdul Malik is supposed to be the one that's the prospect.
Yep.
Dude, what did you see in that fight?
So basically, what we saw is basically like he basically trying to fight like Alex, like defend all the takedowns, keep the fight standing, keep the fight on the feet, use his length, pause, dig those underhooks, and I mean, then on the feet, man, just use his jabs, his low kicks. You can tell this man is just a former glory kickboxer because the striking's on point. Fights very long for his size, uses all his strengths. He fights the way he should. And it's crazy to think about that Dana White didn't even want to get his dude a contract. He fought twice on Contender Series and didn't get a contract either time. And then they finally gave him a contract after like a fight fell off, and then he just took it on short notice and got a win.
Yeah, it's bad scouting. That dude is a problem too. I mean, he's following the blueprint. He got the blueprint, and he's gonna follow it. And I think he's definitely destined to, at the very minimum, get into the rankings, if not do anything with it. I mean, yeah, if he can, work on his ground game or his anti wrestling, yeah, it's gonna be the same song all over again.
Mm-hmm. We got a new Alex Pereira at middleweight.
Yeah. Let me dig into some of these comments real quick. See, Granny said UFC should be ashamed for that price fight.
Hey, they had to give it to somebody. I think Nico took it on short notice because originally Chiesa was supposed to fight Charleston Harris, I believe.
Yeah, that a win too. But have you seen what's that Kevin Lee has been saying online about?
I heard
Chiesa?
he said something about Chiesa, but I didn't pay any attention to it. What was it?
So he's talking about, because they fought, and that was kind of the fight to get to. I think Kevin Lee may have fought for the interim belt after that, maybe against Tony Ferguson, and maybe in somewhere in that 70. And I know that they had them issues during the press conference, but he said something about beating Michael Chiesa on his biggest profile fight, and he didn't get anything like that. He didn't get a send off and blah 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 blah. But the thing about that is, one, Kevin Lee, you lost your way out of the promotion.
Yep.
Chiesa was still getting wins. He was still beating viable opponents if he didn't get to the belt or anything like that. But yeah, Kevin Lee, he lost. They gave him a shot when he came back. Now, it was against Renat Fakhretdinov, but he did get a shot to come back, and he lost even more impressively than he was losing before. So, how are you supposed to get a send off on that?
I don't know.
It doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Is he still fighting? Like, he got any fights lined up in like anywhere else outside of UFC? Because I haven't heard anything about him for a while.
Retired. I think he retired. I hope he retired.
Okay.
I hope so. Let's see. Maxwell says Chiesa don't deserve all that just for being a company man. He's not a standout fighter. Yeah. I don't know. That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah, I mean that ain't too wild to say.
Nah. Bahamanda is getting caught on the ground.
Yo, Bob Mondays was on, bro. He happened to be unlucky because I mean he was about to get a takedown on dude, grabs the cage, ref doesn't see it, and then the headbutt when dude got on top of him, man, like that was just a tough spot to be in because you could see that headbutt was definitely effective in that fight. And man, you talking about bloody. If you one of those fans that like bloody fights, go back and watch the Ignacio Bob Mondes fight. That fight was so bloody. And I can't say the other dude's name. I can't say it.
Tofik.
Musayev. Yeah, Tofik Musayev. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That was my dog of the week.
Hey, good pick by you. Good pick.
Hey, he cheated, but I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Cushman said, "Can't believe people were betting Julian. I like him, but knew he was going to get flattened in round one." You're right. you were right.
Mm-hmm.
You're so right. All right. So let's leave this card. Let's talk about Tiger Woods real quick. So over the weekend, so this is what I saw. I saw a post online from Steph Curry, and it was him sending a message to Tiger Woods that Tiger Woods sent to him originally, like I don't know, like 10 years ago. And it was a
Mm-hmm.
super wholesome moment. I was like, look at Tiger Woods back in the public eye, in the right way. I've seen him with his son Charlie and all that stuff. Everything's been
Mm-hmm.
good. And then I get an alert. Tiger Woods arrested. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, it's just like John Jones.
So did you read about the situation at all?
Yes.
So he got arrested for DUI, but he did the breathalyzer. It came back 0.00. Then they asked him for a blood test, and then he said, "Nah, I'm not about to do it." And then that's why he got arrested. So ultimately, man, I think all this gonna get dropped for real because this lawyer gonna be like, "Well, he blew in the breathalyzer, blew 0.0. Yes, he had an accident. Yes, he flipped the car, but." I mean, just because you don't want to submit a blood test doesn't mean you're guilty of anything.
That's true. It doesn't mean it.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, we all know that he is because bro he's definitely got a prescription pill problem, 100%. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of him like in the truck when he's leaving.
I saw that. Bro, it's all over social media. I saw it.
Dog, he looks so sad, man. I feel so bad for him. He's got a problem, and obviously it's because of all the beating that he's taken with the surgeries and the accident from before and everything.
Yeah,
Like, dudes, he's lived a rich life, but it ain't been easy for sure.
yeah. I'm gonna be honest though. If he ever get back to the porn stars, bruh, Tiger gonna be a problem, bruh. He get back to them porn stars. If that Tiger Woods comes back, everybody is in trouble. I'm just saying it now. We got to get him back to the porn stars, man. We need vintage Tiger Woods back, man.
That's true. When he's on that, boy, he's cold blooded.
Mm-hmm. That killer instinct be coming out. That Sunday Tiger when he in all red, he a different animal.
Mm-hmm. Chris Cushman said Tiger Percocet Woods.
Percocet.
That was accurate too. That's super accurate, man. I hope he gets right. I don't know. I don't know, but he ain't right now. He's addicted for sure.
And bro, did you see the picture of him? I think it was maybe like Thursday or Friday of him like showing up to the event. Bro, Tiger Woods jacked out of his mind right now. I was like, oh yeah, he about to come in and do something. And then next thing you know, man, he get in an accident, bro. I know it's so many people, man. We're so disappointed because we was all looking forward to seeing Tiger back in the hunt again.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, he's 50 years old. His body is betraying him. He's taking pills to supplement it while trying to look like he's not taking pills to supplement it. It's it's rough. It's rough, but hopefully everything goes the right direction for him. Because I think that sports are better when Tiger is in a good place. Wait. He said, "When you shoot the scenes,
you already know Grimy saying something, man. Bro, Grimy, whatever he was doing, he need to get back to it, man, because he had that killer instinct back in the day.
Yeah, it worked. That's how you become a billionaire, I guess. All right. So, did you watch? How much Final Four did you watch? Or not Final Four, but March Madness?
I watched a little bit of the Elite Eight. I know, man, the ending of the UConn Duke game was crazy, man. Duke gave up the big lead, and then Buddy hits the three at the buzzer from the logo after Duke turns the ball over when they didn't even have to get it across half court. And
Yeah.
then Boozer turns the ball over, and then Buddy hits the three from the logo. Man, it's crazy. And now we move on to the final four now.
Yeah, man. Dude, that had to be so heartbreaking for Duke. They had the game right there, but
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the. I mean, I don't put it maybe over the Tyus Edney or the Christian Leitner thing, but it's one of those moments, man, for sure. It's one of those
Yep.
big moments. I knew Grammy was gonna. I knew
Of
Grammy was gonna say
course, you
something.
already know. You
Yeah,
already know. I had to listen to it over the weekend.
yeah, yeah. So we got UConn versus Illinois and
Mm-hmm.
Arizona against Michigan. My winner, my pick is still in the hunt. So Arizona is still here. Do you,
Yeah, but
Duke was
Arizona, they
yours,
kind
wasn't
of
it?
know Arizona. Yeah, Duke was mine, so I'm done. But Arizona's kind of known for just disappointing. But we gonna see though. I know, man,
They are.
Michigan's playing really well right now. Don't try and clip that, Grammy. Um, but we gonna see though, because I mean, like I said, Michigan's been playing well. UConn, man, they just got that pedigree. They just
They know how
always
to win.
find a way to get it done in March. And man, the coach, man, he always has those guys ready to play.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's going to end up being UConn and Arizona at the end of it. Um, that was my original pick, and they're still there. So we'll see how it goes. But Michigan, I feel like if it was a series, if it was a 7 game series, I think that Michigan would win the 7 game series. I think that they would figure it out. But it's a 1 game, win to go home. I'm gonna take Arizona.
Mm.
Grimy Arizona.
Grimy gonna be all over you, dog.
Hey man, I didn't ride with Arizona from the jump, so I ain't that invested. It ain't that serious. Um, so we haven't talked about a lot of NBA stuff, but apparently the MVP race is getting pretty close. So what are your thoughts? Who do you think it's coming down to, and who do you have winning it at least going into the last a couple of weeks?
I think it's really a three-headed race with one guy that's trying to sneak on in there. So for me, those three guys are Victor Wembanyama, SGA, Jokic, and I think Luka's trying to play himself into it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to really, really get into it. But ultimately, man, I think if this dude stays healthy, he wins, and I think that's going to be Victor Wembanyama. Like you look at the numbers he has put up. I saw a video online of him. Like currently, I think through his, and they did it through the first 150 games played in the NBA. Got
Hmm.
more points than Kevin Durant, more rebounds than Charles Barkley, more blocks than Hakeem Olajuwon, more 3-pointers made than Steph Curry.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy
Mm-hmm.
stat line. Crazy
Mm-hmm.
stat line. Um, and it's tough because I actually think that Victor Wembanyama is probably the best player in the league already, because of the impact that he has on defense,
Yep.
his versatility on offense. Um, that being said, the best player doesn't always win the MVP. Kobe's only got one MVP, and he was the best player in the league for quite a few years. So I actually think the SJA I would give it only because with Victor and SGA, I feel like he's splitting hairs. And the one thing the SGA does have over him is better team success.
Yeah.
So Victor and his team do hold the season series. But if Victor can find a way, and they're very close right now, what are they, 2.5 games, maybe 3 games back? If they can find a
Mm-hmm.
way pass OKC, Victor, unanimous. But if they don't, I give it to SGA. Only that, and that is literally the only reason.
So let me ask you this: do you think SGA is having a better year than last year, or same level type season,
I think
or
it's
or or
same.
is it not as good as last year?
I think it's on the same level. The amount of time that he missed in comparison to what he did the previous year. has to factor in a little bit if I were comparing the two. But that being said, I still think that he's having an MVP worthy season. For Jokic, who leads the league in rebounds and assists,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's also the team success. Even though they're making a pretty good push right now, they had a long, well, for them, for on their standards, a while where they were kind of up and down, and Jokic was still trying to find his footing after being out for a while. So that's the only reason that he kind of slides behind them. For Luca, it's hard to compare Luca to the other ones, only because
You don't
no,
want Luka to win it.
no, I'm fine with him winning it. I'm fine with him winning it. It's just over them. I can't do it over them.
Gotcha.
I so for Luca, here's the thing about the Lakers for me as a Dallas fan. I'm cool with them doing well to a certain extent. Like I don't need you winning no championships right now. Not yet. It's too quick. It's too fast. It's too quick. Give me some time, and then I'll be okay with it.
Okay.
I, I don't need him with no championship. Not at all. Grimy said Wimby looks like he's running on popsicle sticks.
Not wrong.
No, no.
Bro, it looks weird watching him and just the stuff he does. It's like, how? How is he so athletic, being so long and just so skinny? And just, it
Don't
looks
know.
like he is going to get hurt at any point.
Yeah.
But I hope
Yeah.
he doesn't, though. I hope he
I hope
stays
not.
healthy.
I hope not, man. I mean, I feel like we're looking at it's one of the greatest, potentially one of the greatest players. When we're about to watch his whole career. He's Ralph Sampson. If Ralph Sampson could move,
Yep.
yeah. He said, never want to see a white guy win it. That's not true. I want Cooper Flag to win an MVP.
Got to make it racial, Grimy. Got to make it racial.
Hey, I'm a fan of Dirk. He won MVP. I was happy about that.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Dirk too. I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah,
like Dirk.
man. Dirk kind of black though.
Hey, when he came to the game with that plate wrapped in the aluminum foil, I already know what kind of woman he got.
Yeah.
I already know what kind of woman he got. As soon as I saw that plate.
Yeah, of course, man. Dirk being black. Chris Mullin, he black too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But nah, man, it's gonna be an interesting race. The Rookie of the Year race is gonna be interesting too with Cooper Flag and Con Knipple. I think you can give it to either one of them and be just fine. Yeah,
Bro, Knuppel been shooting he been shooting the air out the ball, dog. Like it's unreal how unconscious he's been from behind the arc, man. For real. He's probably already like low key one of the best shooters in the NBA. Easy.
Top five for sure. Top five at the least.
Easy.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I didn't know that he had such a well-rounded game. And I mean, dude, next year, if the Charlotte Hornets play their cards right, man, they could be a problem in the East. Like I'm talking top six.
They gonna be a problem for a while. They super young. LaMelo, Brandon Miller, him. Man, they add a couple more pieces, man. The Hornets gonna be like perennial playoff teams here pretty soon.
Yep. Somehow they fell into it. Only white guys in Dallas. Dude, Dallas has they do a really good job of drafting white dudes. It's just
foreigners usually Cooper Flag, they went domestic for a change.
Yeah, but they do a really good job of gathering really good white dudes. So, maybe we'll get another one. I don't know. I'll take it. If it's gonna help us win, whatever. Let's get to UFC. Oh, you know what? So Grimy, he sent you that thing.
So Grimy sent me a little ESPN article, and it's basically a heavyweight tournament, MMA tournament, and it's got like the seeds, just like March Madness. And I think Tom Aspinall is like the number one seed. I personally don't agree with the seeding, but they got it seeded and they got matchups, and we can just go through it real quick and just talk about who we think would win Y'all can interact with us in the chat. Let us know who y'all would think in each matchups, and we can just go through it real quick.
Let's see if I can find it. Let me pull it up real quick. So I know the first one while I'm pulling it up. The first one was Tom Aspinall versus who's the team? Trying to pull it up. My thing is, do you have it by chance?
Hold on. Let me, because I know. All right, here it is. I got it up. So the first matchup is Tom Aspinall versus Gable Stevenson.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a little too much too soon for Gable Stevenson right now. So I think that's a Tom Aspinall one for me.
Yeah, that's easy Tom Aspinall. How long do you think it goes?
I don't think we go past like 1.5 because I think at some point it's gonna end up on the mat. And yeah, I know Gable Stevenson's a wrestler, but I don't know what that BJJ is like, so I don't know how he's gonna look off of his back. And then on the feet, like
Yeah.
we've just seen him just land like wild shots, so we don't really know what it's gonna look like when he's in there against somebody that's not just gonna get hit by these wild winging shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, easy. Tom Aspinall win. All right, so the next one is so that's the 8-9 matchup. Alex Pereira against Vadim Nemkov.
I hate this matchup. I absolutely hate this matchup for Alex Pereira. So I think Vadim Nemkov, the grappling would just be too much for Alex Pereira. And then on top of it, like Nemkov is a former light heavyweight as well. So I don't think Alex's speed or movement is going to be any difference because I think Nemkov will be used to that type of speed. But I think Nemkov at some point is going to get Alex on the ground, man, and just control him. So I would go with, unfortunately, I would go with Nemkov.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised, but being realistic, okay. I that might be an issue too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, it was
Uh,
painful. That's why I was like, I don't like to see him. That's why I was like, I don't like to see him, bro. That's messed up.
yeah.
How this dude getting an interim title fight and he like the 8 or 9 seed? Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, that does suck. Okay, so number 4 against number 13, Sergey Pavlovich against Ante Delija.
I'm going with Sergey Pavlovich. And I think we've seen a little
Yeah.
bit of the evolution of Sergey Pavlovich. He was just a brawler, come in, want to get guys out of there. And now he's starting to learn like to use the full arsenal, like using his grappling, slowing the pace of these fights down. So I would go with Sergey Pavlovich.
Yep. You're on point exactly with what ESPN said. Um, this one, I mean, we just saw this. Cortez Acosta against Derek Lewis.
Cortez Acosta, man. He's the uncrowned heavyweight champ, man. Like what he's been doing in like the last like year and a half at heavyweight, being
Mhm.
super active, taking fights, getting finishes, Waldo Cortez Acosta.
Yeah,
And like you
easy.
said, we just saw this matchup.
Yeah. Um, okay, Alexander Volkov against Walter Walker.
I'm gonna go Walter Walker. I think at some point, all 6'7" of Alexander Volkov gonna end up
Hmm.
on the mat, and Walter Walker is gonna snatch up a heel hook, and Volkov gonna be in trouble. So I give me Walter
Wow.
Walker by heel hook.
Okay. All right. That's what ESPN said, by the way.
Okay.
Um, Curtis Blaze against Sergey Spivak.
I feel like that would have we seen that? I don't know if we've seen that one, but I think that's Curtis Blaze, man. Sergey Spivak, if you can keep the fight standing on him, he's pretty much a fish out of water. Even though I think in his last fight, he looked a lot better on the feet, but you
Hmm.
can tell that like he's still like learning the striking.
Yeah. Yep. That's what they said too. Cyril Gahn, Renan Fajeda.
I'm gonna go with Gunn on that. I think most heavyweights, Gunn is just gonna give a lot of trouble because most of them are just so flat footed, and
Yep.
Gunn just bounces, moves around, he frustrates guys, and I think he will outpoint Henning for him.
Yeah. Agreed. And the last one, Rizvan Kunaev against Francis Ngannou.
Ah, give me the Predator. Give me the Predator all day in that
Yeah,
one. I think I
yeah,
think I think Ngannou's gonna land something and get Cooney up out of there.
yeah. Agreed, agreed. So you picked exactly the way that ESPN did. All right, going to
Did
the
you? Did you go with him too?
um yeah, the only one that I may have gone the other way is the Volkov against Walter Walker one.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
Volkov would. I think he's figured out enough to where he can stay away from that, and I don't think that Walter can do anything standing against
Yeah. That's fair.
Volkov. But
That's very
but
fair.
everything else, I kind of go that way. I do wish that Alex got a better matchup, but
Yeah.
is what it is. You got to wrestle somebody at some point. Um, all right, so Elite Eight: Aspinall against Pajeda. No, no, no. Aspinall against
Nemkov?
Nemkov.
Give me Nemkov, dog. I would
Ooh,
definitely take I'll definitely take Nemkov over Aspinall, dog, for real. Like he gonna have
wow.
that he gonna have a lighter man skill. He can
Hmm.
grapple and he is very well rounded. He's been 5 rounds. Give me Nemkov.
Yeah. Okay. That's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. I'm taking Aspinall. I think Aspinall would figure it out and figure out a way to put him away. Um, the next one, Pavlovich against Cortez Acosta.
I'm gonna go Waldo Cortez Acosta in that one as well, man. Like I just really like the momentum Cortez Acosta's got right now, and I really like his boxing. I think Pavlovich is there to be hit if you got some clean striking. And I think probably what's gonna end up happening is like Pavlovich is probably gonna like overcommit, and then Waldo Cortez Acosta is gonna counter on him and get him out of there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm the way that Pavlovich is fighting. I would take Salsa Boy. Um, if Pavlovich tapped into what he was doing before the title fight against Aspinall,
Mm-hmm.
then I
Mm-hmm.
would be taking Pavlovich. But
Okay.
you know, we're at where we're at, so I would go with Salsa Boy too. Okay, Blades against Walter Walker.
I'm gonna go with Curtis Razor Blades in that one. I think he do a good enough job of staying away from the grappling, and if there is grappling, I think um, Blades would initiate and he would be on top, and I think on the ground he would be just fine. So give me Razor Blades in that
I actually think that Curtis is somebody that Walter could catch.
one.
In that, I think that because of his confidence, I feel like he would put himself in situations that other people would be scared to put themselves in. And I think
Mm-hmm.
Walter would capitalize on it and get that heel hook. But if he doesn't get that heel hook, Blades is better in every other category.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, last one, and we seen this one: Cyril Gane against Francis Ngannou.
I'm gonna
Part
be honest.
3.
If that fight happens again, I'm going Cyril Gane. Because if we being honest, we go back to the first time they fought. Gane won the first 2 rounds of the fight,
Yeah.
was cruising, and then he throws that spinning wheel kick, gets caught on Ngannou's shoulder, and Ngannou lands on top, and then he just rinses and repeats for round 3, round 4, and
Yeah.
then round 5 was a very close round because we go back and watch it. Gon pretty much was like outpointing Ngannou in the first half of round 5, and then he goes for a heel hook, and Ngannou reverses position, ends up on top, and wins a 48-47 decision. So I think Gon learned a lot from that, and I think if it were to happen again, I would go Cyril Gon.
Yeah. I think it would be a close fight. And I think his activity, even though, Cyril Gane doesn't fight a ton, he still fights more than Francis Ngannou.
True.
And I think that there's going to be a little bit of familiarity situation going on with Francis. And we saw in that fight that Cyril Gane still moves better than Francis. He's smarter.
Mm-hmm.
He's power punchers and been okay. So yeah, I take Cyril Gane now. Um, That's not how ESPN saw it. They took Ngannou by knockout, by the way, which is possible, but I just don't think that it would get there.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so the final four, um, Nemkov against Cortez Acosta.
I'm going Nemkov again in this, man. I really think he's a tough matchup for all the dudes at heavyweight. Because when you look at him, like he's literally a light heavyweight that just has not cut any weight. Like you see all the muscles, really good shape, really good grappler, very competent on the feet. And I mean, hey, when them Russians coming out, when they got the skills everywhere, they are tough to deal with, and they just win fights. And this dude's a 2-division champ over in Bellator PFL, so he's not a slouch at all, and trains under Fedor Emelianenko. So I give Nemkov a lot of credit.
Wow. Okay. So Nemkov to the championship. Okay. Cyril Gane, Curtis Blades.
Man, the striker versus grappler matchup.
No, y'all right. Cross is very high on Nemkov.
I mean, let me ask y'all this, chat. What in those matchups with Nemkov, could y'all not see him like just being so well rounded that he couldn't win those matchups? You know what I mean? Like the dude got skills everywhere. You know what I mean? And he's training with probably the greatest heavyweight to ever do it. You know what I mean? Like that's who he's learning from now. We gotta take that into account. But in this matchup, I'm gonna go with Cyril Gane. I think Curtis Blades, for whatever reason, like he'll win a whole bunch of fights and then he get right to the precipice and then he can't get over the hump. And I think that happens again.
Yep, he got the same issue that Cowboy Cerrone had. Michael Bisping for the longest until he was able to get over the hump. A lot of fighters, Dustin Poirier, when it came to the undisputed title, he just couldn't rise to the occasion in those fights, or they just fight somebody who's clearly better. But yeah, Curtis Blades has run into that quite a bit. Okay, so the championship.
Who you got in those matchups?
Oh yeah, I would take Nemkov too.
Okay.
Only because of the grappling.
Yeah.
Dead ass because of the grappling, man. Like it would be very difficult for Cortez Acosta to get his game going because of the grappling. And then Cyril Gane against Blades. This version of Blades, Cyril Gane, I think he doesn't have too much trouble with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Blades equals Buffalo Bills. Great comp right there, Grammy. Great comp.
Yeah. All right. So the championship would be Nemkov against Cyril Gane. Are you saying that Nemkov is the best heavyweight in the world right now?
I honestly think he can compete with anybody, with any heavyweight in there. Like, yeah, he might be a little undersized for the division, Grammy, but I think that might even be an advantage because most heavyweights don't have much cardio. They only got about a round and a half of cardio, and then after that round and a half, the danger factor from the power in the hands diminishes big time. But I do think Cyril Gane, I do think his takedown defense is probably a lot more improved now than what we saw in the John Jones fight, the Francis Ngannou fight. It still has to be seen because in the Aspinall fight, I think Aspinall only really shot for one takedown, and Cyril Gane just defended it effortlessly. So I think we still gotta see if he can keep fights on the feet. But man, it's I think this is a coin flip, but I think I would still go with I think I would go with Cyril Gane over Nemkov. Yeah, I think Gane would give Nemkov trouble as far as getting him down to the feet just because he moves so well laterally.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I'm going with Cyril Gahn, whom I think was showing in that Aspinall fight that he might be the best heavyweight.
For real. Cause bro, he was giving Aspinall all he wanted, bro. Was jabbing his face off, bro. For real.
Yep,
That's why
Aspinall couldn't
you
figure it
saw
out.
after the fight, Aspinall face was red, bro. That wasn't from no
Yeah.
eye poke. That was from them jabs.
Yeah, he was eating them up, man. He was eating
Mm-hmm.
them up. Yeah, no, that's a good exercise, man. I do think that Cyril Gahn, he gets, and rightfully so, in the sense of, he probably lost that fight against Volkov, and he hasn't been able to break through in undisputed title fights. But the dude, that doesn't diminish the fact that dude is unbelievably good.
Mm-hmm. And just like what Grimy said, man, the Gahn Poatan fight gonna be real interesting because it's gonna be a kickboxing match. Like
That's
Alex
exactly what it's
Pereira gonna be in a kickboxing match against a bigger dude that's just as fast as him that doesn't really get hit a whole lot. I mean, I feel like Tai Tuivasa is really the only dude to hit Gahn clean for real.
Ooh, and boy, did he.
Yeah, dropped him, but
hit him
Gahn
bad.
bounced back up, and Gahn hadn't really been hit clean ever since, dog. So I mean, with the movement, the stance switches, all the different kicks, and he's just a very tough heavyweight to hit clean.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting fight. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're close to time. Well, we're at time, but I didn't want to leave here without getting your Moicano against Duncan pick. First of all, are you surprised that Duncan is getting the headliner treatment, even though it's at the Apex?
I'm gonna be honest. When you look at this card, they could have headlined anybody with it. Like this is a card. It's one of those weeks where we just got to get through it, and then we got a number card the following week. Like we just got to get through this. The degenerates, me, you, everybody in the chat, we gonna be watching it, but the vast majority of people ain't watching the card this weekend.
That's
but
for sure.
I mean, it's a good step up for Duncan. I mean, he definitely deserves it. You know, he's been on a little run. I think he's won like 4 fights in a row, finished Terrence McKinney. It's a big step up. And he's the favorite coming in the fight, man. Hey, Moicano ain't trying to hear that though. Moicano is I think we gotta remember what Moicano did to Benoit Saint Denis. I think a lot of us forgot what Moicano did to BSD. And I think that game plan could be something he could use against Chris Duncan. Get him down. I think Moicano's the better grappler, really good submission skills. Ground and pound was nasty. We saw it in the BSD fight. And I think this fight is gonna be really interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good fight, man. Like you said, Moicano is always game. He fights a blue collar type of fight, that's going to be a lot of grappling, a lot of close quarters combat. But Chris Duncan is here for that, in all of his fights, whether it hits, like you said, him coming back, in fights that he's losing, Chris Duncan is always game. I do think it's interesting that they're headlining, but they got to fill the dates. So I get it. But I do think it's going to be a dope fight. As long as Moicano is healthy, I think he should take care of business and win this fight.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be interesting.
I think so. Before we jump off, are you gonna do a live for that?
I'm undecided. Because I might. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be in town this weekend or not. So as far as a watch along this weekend, it's TBD at this moment. But if I am around, I'm definitely gonna do a watch along for it. But if not,
he's gonna be outside, y'all. He's gonna be outside.
Yeah, I might be outside this weekend. We got the Final Four this weekend and the card, so it should be a good weekend.
Yeah. Cool. Well, great show. We got episode 40 coming next week. So y'all think about y'all's number 40 player that you want to bring up for the top of the show. But until next time, we will catch y'all, boy.
Peace.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Come back next Monday to chop it up.
So please, sa barangay, Sarak up, whatever.